What is up? What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, welcome to the WNBA season. Welcome. Guys, we saw our first two games of the WNBA season so far. We saw the New York Liberty defeat the Washington Mystics barely. And we just wrapped up watching the Connecticut Sun really do their thing against the Indiana Fever. Now, guys, I thought these two were pretty fun games for the first game of the year, of the season, I should say. And guys, we're gonna just sort of level set with you all. Here's how we're gonna handle this. We are going to have a conversation about the Indiana Fever versus the Connecticut Sun first, and then we're gonna talk about the Mystics because the Mystics, they almost beat the New York Liberty. I'm just saying. All right, so let's talk about it. All right, so guys, I hope you all watched that game. I hope you all enjoyed that game. We saw our first look at the Connecticut Sun this year. We got our first look at the Indiana Fever this year. First, let's talk about let's talk about the Connecticut Sun first because they are the victors in this. Again, the Connecticut Sun win 90-69 in this game, and this really was Connecticut all the way. It really was Connecticut all the way. And when we were coming into this game, I was expecting to see the Connecticut Sun dominate. I was expecting to see lockdown defense against Caitlin Clark. I was expecting to see a defensive front on the post position where the Indiana guards and posts were not able to get stuff going, and we saw that the Connecticut Sun, guys. This team is a team that has two new starters from last year. You have Dejanay Carrington in the starting lineup. You also have Ty Harris in the starting lineup. And guys, from the get-go, both of these players, and Ty Harris and Dejanay, was doing their thing, everybody. Ty Harris, she was lighting them up. She had 4 3-pointers in this game. A lot of those, the points that Ty Harris had was actually in the first half of the game, and she was lighting it up, guys. She finishes the game with 16 points, and Ty Harris, she did her thing. So like, if y'all don't know, now you know. You better pay attention. To Ty Harris because that girl can flat out shoot. She led the WNBA in 3-point percentages last year, and this year it looks like she's going to do the same thing. She is very good, and guys, it's fun to watch. It is fun to watch a player like Ty Harris just do her thing. Continuing on to talk about another player who I thought did really well today, which was Dejanay Carrington. Guys, Dejanay Carrington had the defensive assignment against Caitlin Clark, and she understood the assignment. I thought Dejanay had a fantastic game, both defensively and offensively. So she worked so hard on defense that she ended up getting a cramp late in the third quarter, and she missed a good amount of the fourth quarter due to that cramp. But she was working the entire game, following Caitlin around, screens, basically just being all up on her. And then on that was on defense. And then on offense, Dejanay did her thing. She finished with 16 points in this game. Ultimately, she has a fantastic plus minus. Her plus minus was 15. And guys, yes, Caitlin Clark did score. We're gonna talk about what Caitlin Clark was specifically able to do. But I thought the moments when Dejanay was on Caitlin, I thought she was fantastic. I really did. I thought she was a very, very good player to watch. And guys, DeJounte is going to have a breakout year. If this game is any indication, we're going to see something very, very special from DeJounte Carrington for this game. I think we're going to see something very, very special. Let's see. Any comments about the Connecticut Sun? We're gonna get to Caitlin Clark in just a moment. So hold your Caitlin Clark comments for about 5 minutes, okay? Hold those for about 5 minutes, and we're gonna get to it. Lilac says, "Yeah, DeJounte was great. Yeah, she was. I thought she played really, really good. And I was curious about like what a starter DeJounte would look like what she would look like, and I thought she played great today. And guys, we cannot talk about the Connecticut Sun without talking about DeWanna Bonner, guys. She is in the history books, top 5 all time, 5th all time in points scored in the WNBA. I mean, DeWanna Bonner just does DeWanna Bonner thing. She passes Candice Dupree, which is kind of funny. She passes Candice Dupree on that one. DeWanna Bonner just do her thing. She is a player who is relentless. She is absolutely one of those players that will make a bucket and even and turn around and complain to the refs for not calling a foul or whatever. But DeWanna Bonner, she's a walking bucket. She can get it at the paint. She can get you with those jump shots. She can even hit threes. DeWanna Bonner is one of the WNBA's special players. She is a fun player to watch, and she is just really, really good. She does finish the game with 20 points in this one with a crazy efficiency of 20. She had 6 rebounds, and she even had a steal there. But ultimately, DeWanna Bonner does DeWanna Bonner things. She's a special player. Like that's just what she does. Again, 5th all time for the woman named DeWanna Bonner. And guys, we cannot finish up talking about this Connecticut Sun team without talking about the woman, the myth, the legend, Alyssa Thomas, guys. Alyssa Thomas, she is just dominant. That's it. She's just dominant. She had her 7th triple-double in the WNBA. She just does everything. She finished with 13 points, 13 assists, 10 rebounds. She is the point forward that just takes the league by storm. She should have won the MVP last year. That is in my opinion. She was my MVP for last season. She was snubbed, absolutely. And this year, she just reminded y'all again. First game, she reminded y'all, I'm the engine of this team. I'm the engine of the WNBA. I may not be a fun, flashy player, but I'm a dominate. And that is exactly what she did today. Again, 13 assists, 13 points, 10 rebounds. She did have 7 turnovers in this game, and so that's something to note. She did have 7 turnovers in this game. It wasn't necessarily that she was making bad reads totally. It was also that sometimes players weren't ready. Similar thing to Caitlin Clark, but we're gonna get to that in a sec. But Alyssa Thomas, she's just amazing. She simply is amazing. And guys, she does not get the respect she deserves. She just doesn't. I think it's because people don't find her a fun player. They don't, and it is what it is, but for the new fans out there, welcome to the WNBA. Alyssa Thomas is a player that you need to know and a player that you need to watch out for because she gonna dominate when she play your favorite team. I'm just saying. All right. So yeah, that is a quick recap of some of the players for the Connecticut Sun and what they were able to do today. Now, guys, we're gonna keep this a pretty quick live stream, so I'm gonna go into talking about the Indiana Fever. All right, guys. So the Indiana Fever, we did see Kelsey Mitchell play today, but she was not in the starting lineup. She's still working her way back to eventually getting into the starting lineup. We did see Erica Wheeler get the starting nod today. It's Erica Wheeler, Caitlin Clark, Katie Lou Samuelson, Alyssa Smith, and Aaliyah Boston. Now, here's the thing, guys. This Indiana team played about how I thought they were gonna play. Like I thought we were gonna see the type of game that we ended up seeing, and it's early on, so I don't chalk that much into it. But I will say this: this team has got to figure out a way to get the ball flowing in a efficient manner. There were times where I was like, okay, well, what are you doing? There were mental errors in terms of passing the ball. It was mental errors in terms of like the types of plays that they were running, and ultimately the mistakes that these players were making. Again, this is the first game, so it's like you can't. For all of those newbies to the WNBA and all of those new fans, I say welcome. All the Caitlin Clark fans, welcome. Thanks for joining. I just have to tell you guys this. It is going to take time for this team to gel. It is going to take time. And there is no need to freak out. There is no need to call for people to get fired. This is the first game of the regular season. This team didn't look that good today. One, because they're playing against one of the best defensive teams in the WNBA. All right. Ultimately, this Fever team had a bunch of turnovers. A bunch of turnovers in this game. And that's to be expected against a team like the Connecticut Sun. So I see all y'all in the chat that are really, really upset about the Indiana Fever. We're gonna talk about the Indiana Fever. But yeah, guys, remember that this is the first game of the season. Okay? This is the first game of the season. It ultimately is going to be okay. Okay, so all the people who are freaking out right now, it's fine. Mitchell says a lot of bad passes. There really was. There were a lot of really, really bad passes for the Indiana Fever. We saw turnover after turnover after turnover. Caitlin had 10. Aaliyah Boston had 4. Alyssa Smith had 2. It was turnover city for this Indiana Fever team. It really was. It really was. And I think that this is something that for sure has to get worked through. They did look better in the preseason games than they did today, which makes sense because the preseason was preseason. Now it's the real deal. It's the real deal against one of the best teams in the WNBA. And so these turnovers is a symbol of this team just not fully gelling together. There were passes that Caitlin was passing that were good passes. It was just her teammates weren't ready. And then sometimes they were bad passes, right? I think ultimately we need to see Kelsey Mitchell back in the starting lineup for the Indiana Fever. And I think they'll actually really start to work on their real offense. All right. But it really was a lot of bad passes for the game today. Now, guys, let's sort of get into some individual play, which I know y'all, I'm going to talk about the player that y'all all want to talk about. We're going to talk about Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark, I've seen some of y'all in the chat that said that Caitlin Clark played bad. I thought Caitlin Clark played very good today. I thought she played way better than what I expected. Now, again, guys, she's playing against one of the best teams in the WNBA, in the Connecticut Sun. One of the best defensive teams. One of those teams that will just grind you down, wear you out, be extremely physical. And with all of that in mind, I really did think that Caitlin Clark played great. I mean, I think she played as well as she could have played today. Because, guys, remember, she is still a rookie. She finished the game with 20 points in this one. She ended up with, yes, she did have 10 turnovers. She finished with 3 assists, a negative 13 for a plus minus. But overall, I thought she played really good. Now she wasn't now what, again, I want you all to keep this in perspective. Compared to what I was expecting, I thought she played really good. I really did. Like, and y'all can disagree with me in the chat. That is absolutely fine. That is absolutely A-OK. I think there are people who just want to see her fail. Is people who just don't like her and just don't want to see her play well, and then that's, whatever. But I thought she played well. She played way better than I was expecting. I was expecting Caitlin to have about 12 points today. She had a lot of turnovers. She did. Absolutely she did. And that's stuff that she has to clean up on. I am not saying she played the best game ever. I'm saying she played way better than I expected. I'm not saying that she was the best player on the floor. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do think that she was the best chance that the Indiana Fever had today. I thought she was the best chance they had. But ultimately, the best player on the court today, in my opinion, was Alyssa Thomas. Like, Alyssa Thomas did her thing. She was fantastic. But I thought Caitlin Clark played way better than what I expected. Mitchell says, depends on your expectations, but wasn't horrible. Yeah, it depends on your expectations. Like, I think there are some people who expected, who don't really know about the Connecticut Sun and expected Caitlin Clark to dominate. Yeah, that's not what you saw. Because and guys, and remember, I had low expectations about Caitlin Clark today because I knew who Caitlin Clark was playing. I knew that Dejanay was going to guard her, and Dejanay was going to, like, get into Caitlin Clark and was not going to allow Caitlin Clark to do her thing. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting Caitlin to get bumped every single time. I was expecting her to not play well at all. She played way better than I expected. And for that, I say shout out to her. I mean, it's hard to go from college basketball to the WNBA as a starting player. So I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying, like, I think everybody has to be reasonable. All right. Michaela says, right, she did better than what I expected. Yeah. She did better than I expected. And yeah, absolutely, the turnovers did kill them. And that is something absolutely that Christy Sides has to work on. And that's something that hopefully they will work on and get better. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, turnovers were really a thing. And they'll get better at it. In terms about how Caitlin was in terms of efficiency, she didn't shoot that great. She was 5 of 15 in the game, so 33%. So not not the best, absolutely. But again, better than what I expected. She was 4 for 11. She really got going in the second half, especially in moments where Dejanay Carrington was not on her. If Dejanay Carrington was not on her for the majority of the game, Caitlin Clark scores way more points and is way more efficient. But it's defense. That's the difference in the WNBA. It's defense. That is absolutely defense. David says 0 points in that first quarter. Yeah. That's because that is because of tough nose defense by Dejanay Carrington. Again, guys, I can't say it enough. Dejanay did fantastic in this game. She really did. And guys, I have to say that what exactly were your expectations? I guess that's my question. What was your expectations about how you thought Caitlin Clark was going to do? Because I don't know how somebody is a fan, a long-term fan of the WNBA, understands the personnel that play for the Connecticut Sun, and expected Caitlin Clark to do better than what she did. Like, I don't know how it's possible for somebody to truly know the personnel that the Connecticut Sun have on their team, what they have to offer, how they play defense, and expect Caitlin to go off. 20 points was fantastic. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. This is not college basketball. It's not. This isn't college basketball. This is the WNBA. Anthony says, Quita, WNBA teams do not have great defense. Look at the stats of the players. The Connecticut Sun is a very good defensive team. Is a very, very good defensive team. Look over the years. Look at several years. The Connecticut Sun has always turned out to be a very, very good squad. They end up tops at the top mark for the league just about every single year. They're great. And also, yes, the deep, yes, players have good stats in the WNBA, but that's also because players are really, really good. You have the best of the best offensive players going up against the best of the best defensive players. So, that's something to keep in mind. That is something to keep in mind for sure. But this game wasn't all about Caitlin Clark, right? Another player I really do want to talk about real quick is Aaliyah Boston. Guys, Aaliyah Boston looked really, really off. Now here's the thing. I weigh players based off of what I was expecting them to do. So for Caitlin Clark, I wasn't expecting that much. She's a rookie going against the Connecticut Sun. Very, very tough. Aaliyah Boston, I was expecting more of her. I was expecting way more from her. I have a super chat. Thank you, 3 Diglets. All right. Says fire everybody and just keep Clark 20 versus 1. Okay, well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. All right, let's talk about Aaliyah Boston. Now, Aaliyah Boston struggled way more in this game than what I was expecting. Like, I am a big fan of Aaliyah Boston. I am high on her. I think she is a fantastic player. But guys, she struggled mightily tonight. She really did struggle. I was expecting a better play from Aaliyah Boston because Aaliyah Boston's been through this, right? This is not her rookie season. This is her second year in the WNBA. She knows how this team plays, right? She knows all about the players in the league. She knows how defenses play. She knows what she needs to do on offense and on defense. And I just felt like today she didn't do it. Today she looked off. She looked off today. She looked slow today. She did. I was expecting Aaliyah Boston to have 20 points like Caitlin Clark. I was not expecting Caitlin Clark to have 20 points. I was expecting Aaliyah Boston to have 20 points because Aaliyah Boston has reached that next level in her game. And I felt like overall she struggled. And her early on struggles, got the team from going to her. So instead of playing through Aaliyah Boston, they stopped doing that. And that's problematic. This team needs to play through Aaliyah Boston. Like, Aaliyah Boston is their core player. Yes, Alyssa Smith is great. She really is. But Aaliyah Boston is the key linchpin for this team. She is. If Aaliyah Boston eats, then the team is likely going to win. Because when Aaliyah Boston eats, that means the teams have to play closer attention to her. And then Alyssa Smith starts eating. And then Kelsey Mitchell starts eating. And then Caitlin Clark starts eating. And so I think that as time goes on, hopefully Aaliyah Boston looks more like herself, more like the player that we saw last year, more like the rookie of the year that we saw last year. I think she's great. I really do. But today was not her day. It wasn't her day. I thought Alyssa Smith played okay. I thought she played okay in this game. Again, it's based off of my expectations. I was expecting her to have a double-double. She almost had it, right? She's 13 points, 9 rebounds. She looked pretty good for this team. Yes, again, there were mistakes made. But ultimately, this team has to focus on their core. Their core is Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Smith. All right. Getting them involved early and often and continuing to go through them and not having Alyssa Smith, get the ball far from the post. Have her work in there. Get her the ball in the post and try to see if you can do some sort of high-low thing between her and Aaliyah Boston. To me, that's key. That is key. Those two players are very important for this team. Absolutely, a lot of people are going to pay attention to Caitlin Clark and whatnot, but truly, it is about the post players for this team. Once Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Smith get going, they're good. They're very, very good. But they got to play better. Aaliyah Boston has to play better. And Alyssa Smith has to play better. Kelsey Mitchell is still, getting back from being injured, and so give her quite a bit of grace there. But Katie Lou, largely non-factor in this game. Largely non-factor. But in terms of expectations, I was expecting more from Aaliyah Boston, a little bit more from Alyssa Smith, and I was expecting less of Caitlin Clark. But yeah, that's how the cookies crumble. Let's see. There were a lot of turnovers in this game. Yeah, there was a lot of turnovers. And that's what it is. That's what it is, man. That is what it is. Whoa. 3 Diglets with a huge super chat says, hate to stay on the Caitlin Clark topic, but I don't see Caitlin Clark comfortable out there. In my eyes, it's her team, but she's being humble and wants to get everyone touches. It's your team, your league, baby bird. Go get them. Shoot the lights out. Shooters, shoot. Well, I have to say, I do agree with you. She did look pretty uncomfortable. What the cause of that is, I don't know. Like, I'm not totally sure if it's just, it might just be welcome to the league, and it'll take a couple games to get into the flow of things. Maybe she is deferring a little bit too much to her teammates. I don't know. Diglett, I do appreciate you for the super chat. I do appreciate you for sharing your opinions. The thing that is going to be interesting for this squad is the fact that Caitlin Clark has a different role, right? In a lot of ways, she really was the catalyst for just about everything for Iowa. Now on the team that she plays on now, she's not. And so she's going to be playing off the ball, quite a bit this season. How does she work through that? How does she work through that? That's going to be something that she's going to have to figure out. That's something that the whole team has to figure out. What does Fever basketball look like? Is it post dominant? Is it? Or is it not?
Is there something else I can help with?
Yeah, why does Siri think I'm talking to it? Let's see. Amy says the rookie point guard should not outscore everyone else in the W. Well, everyone else on her team. And for that, I agree with you. For that, I agree. Yeah, she shouldn't have had the most points on this team. She shouldn't have. No. Aaliyah Boston should have had the most points today for the Indiana Fever. Yoda, thank you so much for the super chat, Yoda. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. All right. Let's continue on. Here's something that I actually thought was pretty funny, and I really do want to get you all's opinion about it. I want to get your opinion about it. Guys, at the Connecticut Sun game, we saw someone took a picture of they're calling it the Bandwagon cam, and I thought it was kind of funny, but if you're a newer fan to the W, did this make you upset? I don't know. Like let me know y'all thoughts in the comments, because I thought that was pretty funny. It says Bandwagon cam, loyal Fever fans since 2024. I thought it was pretty funny. Like I thought it was a fun way to acknowledge the new fans that were at the game. The Connecticut Sun sold out today's game, and this is the first time they sold out of a home opener since 2003. So a long time since they last sold out a home opener. So absolutely, the Caitlin Clark effect is in full effect, and lots of fans were coming out to see Caitlin Clark. But I thought this is a fun way to acknowledge it was sort of like a welcome to the league moment to the fans, in my opinion. I thought it was funny, but I am a lifer for the most part for the WNBA, and so for the newer fans, let me know what y'all think about it. Let me know. Michaela says, "Hey, I'm a proud Bandwagon fan." See, that's how you embrace it, Michaela. That is how you embrace it. Carter says, "How dare they call us out?" I love it, y'all. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Robert, really? Robert says the average ticket price was $534. Wow, that's a lot of money. Whiz Bang says all of this is good for the WNBA. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is great for the WNBA. This really is. This really, really is. John C. No, it's not a bad thing at all. This is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. And I think this was the Connecticut Sun's attempt at being funny and also just sort of like, hey, welcome to the WNBA. We're happy to have you, you know. But in a funny way. Like, again, I don't think of it as offensive, but again, I am a lifer fan, so I don't quite know how newer fans are feeling about this. Looks like some folks are taking it are taking it in the way it was given, in my opinion. But I want to hear from the newer fans. Are y'all mad about this or what? Let me know. Let me know. Brown Sweet says they're benefiting from the bandwagon fans. Absolutely. They are benefiting because, I mean, you know, the whole league is grateful for Caitlin Clark. Whether or not they want to admit it or not, they are grateful for Caitlin Clark. Let's see. Marcus, I agree with you. We about to get into it. We about to get into the New York Liberty. We about to get into them. They were trash today. PV 1230 says insult your new customers, great strategy. But do you really think that was insulting though? I just thought it was funny. Like I thought it was funny, and it looked like the fans that were caught on the bandwagon cam were fine with it. Because it says loyal Fever fans since 2024. I mean, that's pretty, I don't know, that feels pretty accurate. Because a lot of the fans who are coming in, you know, as a fan of Caitlin Clark, they wasn't checking for the Fever. No one cared about the Fever. The Fever was at the bottom of the league for attendance. No one cared about the Fever. So this was a way to just sort of, you know, have a good laugh, say welcome to the league, and have fun. I didn't think it was an insult, but, you know, I think the hard part is sort of towing that line to acknowledge the new fans, welcome them in, but also have a little bit of fun with it, right? I think it's important to have fun with it, but at the same time to not have you know, new fans get mad, because ultimately, you know, new fans are bringing in more money for the WNBA. And so you have to balance this fine line of having fun, you know, but also not pissing people off too much, because you want them to come back, right? You want them to come back. So I hope that the quote unquote bandwagon fans that were there today, I hope that they come out to another Connecticut Sun game. I hope they were able to see some great play from the Connecticut Sun, and they're able to watch a game in the future, and they weren't too mad, because I don't know. I feel like that's funny. And if I was a bandwagon fan, I would have found that hilarious. I don't think I would have been upset, but you know, again, it's a fine line. It's a fine line about not insulting people, and also just having a little bit of fun. Let's see. Vic says the Fever was a visiting team, and so away. Yeah, but for the most part, I think a lot of those fans that were there today, they live in the Connecticut area, so they can come back for a future Connecticut Sun game. So yeah. All right, guys, we talked enough, I think, about the game with the Connecticut Sun versus the Indiana Fever. Now, I do want to talk about the other game, the first game of the day, the first game of the day, which was Liberty versus the Mystics. Now, guys, this game reaffirmed my opinion that this New York Liberty team is suspect, y'all. The New York Liberty almost lost this game. The Washington Mystics just fumbled the bag late in that game. They had a chance to win, and just made mistake after mistake after mistake. But the Washington Mystics should have won this game, in my opinion. The New York Liberty played really, really bad. They played way worse than what I was expecting. I knew they were going to be suspect. I didn't know they were going to be this suspect. And I was like, well, we are in for a very interesting season. We're in for a very, very interesting season. So, the game I thought was pretty fun throughout. And guys, if you weren't able to watch that game, I was watching I had it up on my laptop while I was watching the Sun Fever game on the TV. So I was able to watch the game, didn't listen to the commentary of the game, but I was able to watch it. And this Mystics team, they look pretty good. I would just say, guys, I'm gonna just say this Mystics team looked pretty good, especially against the New York Liberty. New York Liberty came out solid. Jonquel Jones is, just doing her thing. Absolutely. And guys, if you all could stop for just a second and hit that like button, that would be absolutely fantastic. It really will help the channel so much if you can just hit that like button. So for the New York Liberty, it really was Benigel Hamilton. It was Jonquel Jones who was keeping this team afloat. It was them two, and that was about it. It was them two, and that was about it. Let's see. Did I miss Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Adrian. I guess it's because I'm so sorry, Adrian. Let's go back to the Fever Sun. I'm so sorry, Adrian. I like absolutely missed it. I'm really sorry. Adrian with the super chat. Thank you so much, Adrian, for that super chat. Says they have Caitlin listed as the shooting guard on the NBA app, and they have Wheeler as the point guard. I think that was the strategy for today's game. But when it all shakes out, when Kelsey Mitchell is back in the starting lineup, we will see Caitlin Clark as the 1, and we'll see Erica Wheeler as the 2. I expect Caitlin Clark to for sure be the number 1. I think there was a strategy on the Indiana Fever's part to try to switch it up and have it where Caitlin Clark comes down with the ball sometimes, as the point guard, and then sometimes she comes down as the shooting guard, just to really see what is actually going to work in a game. And to me, I think that's a good strategy. But if you're going to do that, in my opinion, you have Grace Berger as your point guard, and then you have Caitlin Clark as your shooting guard. And to me, those two players can do a better job sort of playing off of each other in that 1-2 punch. Adrian says, do you skip my super chats on purpose so I can send you another? I'm not rich. No, that is not on purpose. It's so here, the way that comments come through, super chats come through a different tab. And a lot of times I see, it pops up it's a new one. It pops up quickly and it goes away. And a lot of times I catch it, but I guess I don't catch it all the time. And so I'm sorry. That's not on purpose at all. That is not on purpose. All super chats are very, very important to me, and I'm very grateful for any and all super chats that I get. So sorry about that, Adrian. Not on purpose at all. All right, let's continue on talking about the New York Liberty. And where is my graphic? All right, let's go back to talking about the New York Liberty. It really. Sorry about that, Adrian. No, but yeah, I do miss it. And so if I ever miss a super chat, be like, hey, pay attention to me, and I'll make sure to, because I noticed the regular chats, I can see it faster for some reason, which doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. All right. Let's continue on talking about the New York Liberty. The New York Liberty, it really was all about Benijah Laney Hamilton and John Cole Jones. They really did carry this team the whole way. We saw, not very good play, in my opinion, from Courtney Vandersloot. We saw a Brianna Stewart that was not very good. We saw a Sabrina Ionescu that was also not very good. And they almost got. And in my opinion, they should have gotten got. They should have lost today. They should have lost to the Washington Mystics, because the Washington Mystics played way better than what I was expecting. Again, guys, it's all about perspective. I didn't have much of a much confidence in the abilities of the Washington Mystics, because ultimately they're a team that has been decimated. Their roster has been decimated. They are very, very different. They're not going to be very good this year. And so I was not expecting them to be good. But against the New York Liberty, the New York Liberty was playing so bad that this Washington Mystics team looked very good today. They look way better than what I was expecting. That's for sure. And it really was, it was a community effort. We saw Ariel Atkins do her thing. She had 20 points in this game. She even had it was a deep 3-point shot that she had in the game. Also, Julie Van Loo, I liked her. I thought she was she could ultimately end up being a very key player on this Mystics team. She did have her only bucket in the game was actually at the end of the third quarter. She beat the buzzer, Julie Van Loo, at the end of the third quarter, and got a 3, a very, very long 3. And the rest of the squad, they were doing their thing, right? Brittany Sykes is the new leader for this team. She almost had a triple-double in her own right. She had 14 points, 10 rebounds, 7 she had 7 assists. And Brittany Sykes is good. She's an intense player. Defensively, she can get after you, and offensively, she can make some stuff happen. And in some ways, she is she's just fun. She's just a very fun player to watch. She's a very intense player to watch, and she did her thing. She did her thing today for the Washington Mystics. I thought Shakira Austin played decent today. She played decent. Again, guys, she's still returning back. She's looking healthy. And that's what's going to be pretty key for this squad going forward. Stephanie Dolson is back with the Washington Mystics. Y'all know she used to be with the Washington Mystics. She's back on the squad. And it was good to see her. I will say, guys, Aaliyah Edwards, we saw a glimpse of Aaliyah Edwards. I thought she played pretty decent for the moments that she had in the game. Again, guys, she's a rookie. So I was not expecting much in terms of what Aaliyah Edwards could do. I thought she played pretty good. She finished 2 of 4, 6 points in the game. She didn't do anything detrimental really to the squad. And as time goes on, she's going to get better and better and better and better and better. And is going to eventually earn more minutes. I thought she played well. Again, guys, when we're talking about rookies, I am not expecting that much from them. And if they play better than what I'm expecting, I think they did good. So shout out to Aaliyah Edwards. Welcome to the WNBA. Shout out on a good game, and I am excited to see what you can do, in the future. Um, Kyra says, I think Edwards looked lost on offense. Yeah, but again, she's a rookie. So like again, I there is going to be a lot of confusion for all of the rookies. And it just is what it is for the first couple of games. And again, I don't I'm not putting too much on that. But yeah, absolutely. She's gonna continue to learn the offense, gonna continue to get better. But I thought, for what I saw, I thought she played well. I thought she played well. All right, guys. All right, all right, all right. There's some talk about Angel Reese in the chat. David says, I'm curious to see what Angel does. Well, you're going to see tomorrow. Guys, I will be back here tomorrow for a recap after the Sky's opening game. So yeah, y'all can expect that tomorrow. It's gonna be a fun season, guys. We are in for it, but all the new fans, I say welcome. I say we are happy to have you. Thank you so much for engaging with the WNBA. You're in for a treat. I think this season is going to be a great WNBA season. I think we are going to have a boatload of fun. I will say, if you all have questions about what's going on, let me know. A part of these live streams, yes, is a chance to recap the games, but also I do see a part of this live stream as a way to sort of inform you guys about what's going on, because not everybody has been WNBA fans for forever, right? Not everybody knows everything that's going on. You may not know all the rules and whatnot, and so I am here to sort of be your guide throughout this season for the WNBA, and it's about to be fun. It's about to be a really, really fun time, and so thank you so much. Carmela says, will you be on playback tomorrow? No, not yet. They're still trying to, I guess, figure out. I don't know. I was planning on going live with on playback, but I guess there's some last minute stuff that playback needs to work out with the WNBA. But yeah, hopefully soon I'll be on playback. But right now, I'm just in a holding pattern, waiting for them to get everything all squared away, so I can start live streaming the games on playback. All right. So we're in a holding pattern right now. But guys, I do want to inform you all of my live stream schedule. All right. I will be live tomorrow after the Chicago Sky versus Dallas Wings game. That will be around 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I will also be live on Thursday, May the 16th, when the New York Liberty play the Indiana Fever. That will be, I'll be live at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for that game. I will be live after the New York Liberty versus Indiana Fever rematch on Saturday, the 18th. That's going to be at 2 Central, 3 Eastern, and I will be live after the LA Sparks versus Las Vegas Aces game, also happening on Saturday at 4 p.m. All right, so I will be here as your guide to sort of inform you all about those games. Again, guys, there are a lot more games happening in the WNBA. But I had to just sort of choose the games that I was gonna specifically recap wisely. However, guys, during those live streams, we will be able to discuss other games as well. And so, if you all ever have any questions, if you ever, if you ever have any comments or whatever, I'm all here for it. I am all here for it. Pat says, first time watching, you're very good. Oh, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you for rocking out with me. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to Quita Loves Sports. We are a community that loves us some women's basketball. We love to talk about it, and we do it in a respectful way. This is a community that is welcome to everybody. Whether you just became a women's basketball fan yesterday, whether you've been a women's basketball fan for 30 years, doesn't matter, or any time in between. You are welcome here. We are happy that you are here. And it's about to be a fun season, guys. So hit that like button if you will. Join me for one of these upcoming recap streams. It's about to be a fun time. It's about to be a whole lot of fun. All right. Alpha Sports says, but we discuss losers. We discuss everybody, whether or not your team won, whether or not your team lost. We're gonna talk about it. All right, we gonna talk about it. Okay. Carmela, yes. For those who do not know, yes, Brittany Griner is out. She's out indefinitely with a toe injury, which is a huge loss for this Phoenix Mercury squad. Huge loss. They're now down to 10 players on their squad, and so they really cannot risk anybody else getting hurt for this team. Yeah, absolutely huge loss. She will be out for quite a big time. Let's see. Luann, thank you so much for the super chat. Luann says, so is Caitlin Clark a 1 or a 2 guard? Caitlin Clark is a point guard. But I also think that Caitlin Clark can play. She can play the 2 if she needs to. She just has never really done that. But she is a point guard for sure. She is a point guard. Drizzy Dez, thank you so much for the super chat. Says LA Sparks is my team, but them Chicago Sky. Okay. All right, so you questioning your fandom because you like the way the Chicago Sky players look. Okay. I mean, hey, whatever. I guess whatever it takes. I guess to get people to be fans of players and teams and whatnot. But guys, Kalia Copper is on a tear. Kalia Copper is on an absolute tear. Yeah, she's looking really good right now. Looking really good. The Aces are winning 38-34 against the Phoenix Mercury. But Drizzy, hey, I've joined the Chicago Sky fandom. Whatever your reason is, we happy to have you. But pay attention to the way they play, because they some ballers too. I'm just saying, they are some straight up ballers. All right, let's see any other comments you all have. Yeah, I mean, Jalen Sherrod was a very good player. I'm sad that she got dropped. But that's the nature of the game, and that's what happens to a lot of rookies. You have I want to call them upperclassmen who get the nod, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks, but it's unfortunate. But guys, Jalen Sherrod is gonna be back. She's gonna be back. Self-made Rish says, I don't know who's stopping the Aces this year. I mean, yeah, but the Aces are looking. This is a mighty close game. Mighty close game between the Aces and the Mercury right now. I'm not saying they're gonna lose, but it's a mighty close game. All right. Let's see. David says there's a difference between point guard and shooting guard. Yeah, there's definitely a difference. CHC says, do you think the old heads take up roster spots? At times, yeah. Yeah, at times. Yeah. Yep. Um Goodness Rated set is replying to Marcus, says Quita thinks Caitlin Clark should be a role player. I don't think Caitlin Clark should be a role player. But I think that that the Indiana Fever, I think their bread and butter is the post. In my opinion, it should be similar to the Las Vegas Aces. When you're talking about the Las Vegas Aces, absolutely they have firepower. Absolutely they have firepower. But their bread and butter is A'ja Wilson. Their bread and butter is A'ja Wilson. Yes, Jackie Young is a beast. Yes, Kelsey Plum is a beast. You have the point guard herself, who's not playing right now, but will be very soon. They have a high octane offense, but when it's all said and done, this team revolves around A'ja Wilson, and to me, it should be similar for the Indiana Fever. Yes, absolutely, you have some shooters. Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. Absolutely. But, I think the identity of this team needs to be work through the post and then work out. I don't think Caitlin Clark should be a role player. She's not a role player in my opinion. And if the Indiana Fever try to make her a role player, that is a severe mistake. She's not. That's not what she is. All right. That is not what she is. But we should actually acknowledge, in my opinion, that this squad is a post squad. And yes, these guards are going to eat. They're going to eat. But really working through the post first, and then having players do their thing. So I'm just saying. I am just saying. All right, guys. I do appreciate y'all so much for watching. I'm gonna finish off watching this Aces versus Mercury game, guys. The Mercury are now within 40-39. So, guys, I am going to go over and watch that game. I hope that you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Go on over to ESPN2 and watch the rest of this Mercury versus Aces game. It's about to be pretty fun. I can't wait to see what happens, guys. I will talk to you all tomorrow after the Sky versus the Dallas Wings game. I thank you all so much for rocking with me. And until next time, guys, have a great night. Till next time. Bye.